What are the best practices for working through a disagreement or conflict with a team member?
So this is an extremely important skill, and it is likely one of the most difficult things that you'll have to do in the business world. And remember, your coworkers are people you spend a lot of time with, right? On average, 5 hours, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. It's a significant amount of time if you think about the number of hours that you're awake in a single day. You're spending most of them with your coworkers. So it can be a challenge to confront a difficult working situation. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to set aside your own emotions. Very difficult to do, but it can be done. Take a moment to prepare yourself, emotionally and mentally, whether you need to take a walk, go to the gym, listen to some music, do something that's going to help you get your emotions in check so that you're able to have a productive conversation. It's also important to remember that everyone is going through something that you may or may not know about, whether it be a family crisis with something that's going on at home, they have a loved one who's got a health issue they're dealing with, whether they themselves have a health issue or battling mental illness of some sort. Everybody's dealing with something, and conversely, they have no idea what you're dealing with. So it's not fair to hold them accountable for something they don't know about, nor would it be fair for them to hold you accountable for something you don't know about. So just keep that in mind, that there may be something else going on. And that's where empathy comes into play, right? Can you put yourself in their shoes and understand what they're feeling, and not focusing so much on how it's making you feel. Try to avoid the winning mindset, right? It's not a I win, you lose kind of thing. You don't always have to be right. You may win that battle, but you'll likely lose the war in that case. You have to be willing to admit that you are wrong and to own it in those areas. It's very important that you focus on making it a win-win for both. Oftentimes it may be easier to have a facilitator in the conversation, right? Have a neutral third party that doesn't necessarily have a vested interest in the outcome per se, or who wins or who loses, so to speak. But someone that really has a vested interest in seeing the business goal that you're trying to achieve come through, but not necessarily caught up in the interaction of the two people. So oftentimes your HR department in your office may have someone who's a trained facilitator. I know a lot of folks are often afraid to approach HR or a member of their executive team with something like this. And I can just tell you, as an executive, I have a lot of respect for people that come and say, hey, we have an issue we need to work out and we would like assistance, rather than folks that tend to hold on to those personal differences and then they fester over time and just eventually drag everyone down. So, and then when you do sit down and address the problem and have the conversation, focus on the facts, not the person. Clearly state what the desired outcome is and come to an agreement on it, right? What's the business goal that you're both trying to achieve that you're in conflict about? I have found in my experience that if you can agree on the outcome, you can agree on the goal and the result, finding the path to get there is much easier and takes away that desire to feel like you've won. Because if you achieve the goal that you both have in mind, then you both win, which is more important than anything.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.